At Direct Service Overhead, we know how much trust you put in the individuals who have the privilege of working on the components of your home. We understand that a broken garage door is the last thing you want to be worried about, and most of the time, doors break at the most inconvenient times. Our professionally trained technicians service 24 hours a day, and our high-cycle parts are guaranteed to make a noticeable impact on your garage door without putting a damper on your wallet. If you're looking for need of assistance maintaining your current garage door, our team has the experience and expertise to deliver the results you deserve. Give Direct Service Overhead a call today or visit us online to learn more.
All right, we're going to have to flush this down the damn toilet. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome to the one and only Big Trail Network YouTube channel. I'm Ty Hudson. Do me a favor. I know everyone, Discord's in full meltdown. Some really goofy hot takes in Discord, but that's to be expected after what we just witnessed today, because it wasn't very pretty. In fact, it was, it was Helga level of bad. It was Helga. You just think that name, you just think that's not a pretty person. Helga's not pretty. And that's what we just witnessed today. Not a very good performance by the Razorbacks. We'll break it down a little bit. Shout out to Patreon supporters, all you guys, even some of you with the hot takes in Discord. Shout out to you for throwing the channel some support. Of course, the sponsor of the show, Direct Service Overhead, the garage door company who operate out of both Central Arkansas and in Northwest Arkansas. These guys, they do good work, and you ought to check them out if you need some garage door repair. They offer same-day services, emergency service 24/7, 365 days a year, free estimates, quality parts, affordable outcomes, hundreds of 5-star reviews, better than best results. Give them a call today, 501-244-3667. And again, they do operate out of Central and Northwest Arkansas. So, yeah, share the content. Subscribe if you haven't already. We just we're creeping up on 800,000 total views here, and that's special. We're getting there slowly as a channel, so couldn't be there without you guys. I really and this is weird to say, and it's going to be really interesting to hear kind of some of your reactions, and of course what Musselman and those players say. I'm looking forward to watching that stuff tonight. Was really thinking Arkansas would have a shot tomorrow at the SEC championship. My guess is probably Kentucky, although you just never know. I mean, this tournament is anything can happen, and we've seen some surprises in this thing, and this probably being the biggest. This being the biggest surprise so far. I don't think anyone expected A&M to come in here and do that. 3 straight games, and they've got a lot of play under their belt, and you would expect them to be fatigued at some point today, and it just didn't happen. Arkansas looked completely out of it this entire game. A part of me wonders if there's just not something else going on that we don't know about. They didn't look good from the start, and it only got worse. They had some moments there in the second half where it looked like, there's the second half Arkansas basketball team we know and love, the team that's been able to just, they've come back from huge deficits and made games interesting, and they just couldn't do it. They got within, I think, 3, if I'm not mistaken, and then A&M just poured it on, and then it became a dunk fest. It got so hard to watch. I had the game on because we were live streaming the game. Yeah, that's right. If you're in our Discord, you got a chance to watch that, even though now you're probably regretting that decision. But we had the game on in there, and I didn't even really pay attention to the final 2-3 minutes. Like, I was already working on this video and getting ready for the show. Already had everything kind of pulled up. Disgusting performance. And again, this is weird to say, but let me finish that real quick. That was probably the worst game I've seen them play all year. And that's weird to say, considering how well they've played. This, coming out of January into February, the way they handled LSU, sweeping those guys. Oh, yeah, by the way, Will Wade fired, for those of you who didn't know that. I don't know if that's been officially confirmed, but someone shared that on Discord, so Will Wade is out. But, with your performance this year, LSU, who's a tournament team, and you swept those guys. A&M is and hell, Jimmy Dykes said it, they're the least talented team of these Final Four teams. They're the team of destiny, as someone told me in a group chat that I'm in. They're just kind of the team of destiny, but I still didn't expect them to play like that this entire game. They were feeling it. They wanted every bit of smoke Arkansas had. They wanted it all, and they took it. Ty making Helga feel bad. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Helga. If you know anyone named Helga, tell her I apologize. I'm not the best. I'm not a great looker myself, but I wasn't about to throw myself under the bus like that. I mean, come on. At least I got the brown wavy locks, although they're shortened. But at least I've got that going for me. Poor Helga. I apologize, Helga. Awful basketball. Awful. Now, maybe OU's performance was worse. Maybe that's the game you look back on. Maybe you could talk about what happened down in Little Rock. That wasn't pretty either. At home against Vanderbilt was not good. But it was like Arkansas took their shot in the second half. They were able to shorten the lead out, and then A&M was able to get it back out to 10. It seemed like in an instant A&M was able to stretch that lead back out to 10. And from that moment on, Arkansas they were done. It's like they were, that's it. We're done. They did, to me, if I'm being honest, they absolutely look like they let go of the rope in the final few minutes. I prefer not to see that. I mean, of course, who wants to see that? But you also, you kind of get it. Like, maybe they are actually a little fatigued, even though you would think A&M would be more fatigued. A&M wanted this game. A&M needs this game. Arkansas doesn't need it. Now, we could talk about seeding, whatever. A&M's playing for their tournament lives. That's what was at risk here. Arkansas just, I don't know. That was awful. That was really, look, I don't mind, and I don't mind a semi-early exit out of the SEC tournament. I don't mind the extra day of rest. You get to go home. You get to prepare. We've got selection Sunday coming up. I don't mind that, but at least put up a better effort than what we saw in the second half. A&M wasn't missing. A&M was not missing. They were knocking down everything. Now, in the first half, that was I don't know what Musselman, he told what's the guy that does the show, the guy with the beard, the real thick Southern accent. I forget that guy's name. He has his own show on SEC Network. He told Musselman that he wasn't worried about defense, or Musselman told him that he wasn't worried about defense. And I'm sitting here like, what? Like, all their threes were uncontested. I mean, what are we talking about? Those kick-out threes were killing them. What do you mean you're not worried about defense? That's not what I wanted to hear him say. I wanted to hear him say, we look like shit. We need to go into the second half and pull our heads out of our rears. That was horrible defensive effort. And it got worse. The second half was atrocious. It doesn't help that A&M, I felt like the first 5-6 minutes, Arkansas did a better job out on the perimeter. They just didn't miss, contested or uncontested. It didn't matter. They were the team of destiny today, and Arkansas was just merely a bug on the windshield. Even though I think Arkansas is a better team, clearly. I think everyone thinks Arkansas is a better team. A&M, look, their backs are in the corner here. They're backed up. They need a win. Now, Joe Lunardi makes the claim that they're not in, even with this win. And that just goes to show you, and I said this in Discord, and I said this at halftime on the show I did in Discord, like Buzz Williams is telling them, guys, if we want in, we're desperate. We have to win. To them, they're not in yet. And that's exactly what I would want my coach telling my guys. And you saw the performance on the floor. It was outstanding by A&M. I think it was a combination. A&M played – that might be the best they've looked all year, period, even against who they just, knocking out who they just knocked out. I think that was their best performance all year, and I think that was Arkansas's bottom two performance, maybe their worst performance of the season. The two just collided, and you had this ridiculous, I don't even want to call it a basketball game. It was more like I don't know. It was like a bunch of high school kids playing against some fifth graders. I mean, it just was not pretty. The dunks. Again, tell me you didn't think they looked like they let go of the rope a little bit there. A little bit. Hell, they did. They let go of the rope. Let's just call it what it is. Nowhere near the intensity and the effort in the final minutes. J.D. Notae got in foul trouble, and then Musselman decided to keep him on the floor. But it's hard for me to say that had anything to do with this blowout. I mean, sure, it played a role. I mean, did A&M just want it more, and then it was combined with them wanting it more, and then they were just knocking down every damn shot, and Arkansas played awful. And I don't know, like how long did it take them for either team to score? For the first 3 minutes, no one scored. And you felt good. Okay, they're okay defensively. They're all right. And then all of a sudden it just broke loose. Like every shot was uncontested outside, and A&M got hot and never really looked back. Marty Smith, that's his name, Marty Smith. Yes, Vince, thank you. Did we have the big head? Everything okay? Our spurt will come anytime now. Maybe this will wake us up for the dance. I don't know. Like, you weren't asleep coming into this game. It's not like you played piss poor against LSU. I mean, you were good enough to beat LSU by a lot more than you did yesterday. Again, I think today was a bad game. I'd feel a lot more nervous about the tournament if we saw this at the end of February and going into March. I'd feel a lot worse. I'd feel a lot worse if that Tennessee second half looked similar or mirrored what happened in the first half. I'd feel a lot worse. I don't right now. I know we had people in our Discord saying that the Arkansas would be a one and done. Look, anything's possible. I'm not taking that bet. I think they get beyond the first round. Matchups do matter, though. Arkansas went on a 7-minute run without scoring. That hurts. Yeah, they were – man, it was ugly. I mean, there's no doubt. Buzz Williams even said Arkansas is the better team. I didn't hear him. Did he say that? Well, I mean, he's not wrong if he did. It's been a while since we've played games back-to-back, so maybe that's why they're fatigued. It could be. A&M, the good thing about A&M for them is they can go pretty deep into their bench. The problem is they don't have a lot of talent. Like, to me, they strike me as a team that might surprise you. If they do make it into the NCAA tournament, they might get past the first round. Maybe they have a good matchup in the second round, but they don't strike me as a team that can go on a real good run. Now, if they play the way they did today, every game from here on out, dude, they're not losing a game. And I get it. Arkansas played terrible. I agree. I think the two things collided. I don't know that anybody's beaten A&M the way they played today. And I don't know. Again, I'm taking Kentucky over Tennessee, and we'll see how that game goes out, how that falls into place. But A&M played out of their minds. This is the best game they played all year, and they'll probably tell you that. Now, then again, their fans think so little of Arkansas, they may not admit it. It's the only downside to losing. That and getting just pummeled, but the downside, too, is I can't stand A&M fans. I can't stand them. Marty Smith used to do NASCAR. Yeah, he did. He did a long time ago. It's almost like Muss was okay with us losing, getting ready for the big tournament. I certainly hope I don't strike him as being okay with losing. Does he strike you as someone that's okay with losing? Because he doesn't me. Buzz said after postgame, Arkansas is better than we are. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't. Oh, cool. I'll have to go watch that. Don't think Muss is ever okay with a loss if we played our hearts out. Today, though, did not appear our heart was in it. It didn't. Kate, I think you're dead on, and that's weird. I've not seen them completely let go of the rope. Man, I don't know. Is this the worst game we've ever seen them play under Musselman? Because I think it's got to be a nominee between this and the Oklahoma game this year. I'm trying to remember year one. I think there were a couple of games that were just like, what are they doing? You know, I remember there being a lot of panic. Like, oh, we hired the wrong guy. And then you saw how that turned out. You were on the bubble. You were possibly a team that had a shot at making the tournament. Had COVID not happened, you had to do more damage in the tournament for sure. And then year two, I don't know that we had anything like this. And you go back to that Oklahoma game again. You could talk about Hofstra. Their losses have not been pretty at times this year. So, and not that a loss is ever pretty. Definitely worst game under Muss. Literally no effort on either end. I think this checks that box for being at least the second worst. That Oklahoma game's still like, oh. And you know what's crazy is you kind of look at A&M the same way you look at Oklahoma. Maybe A&M's a little bit better. I don't know. I've kind of stopped keeping up with them. I think we were fighting for something yesterday. Today was whatever to them. It might have been. I just don't see Muss. I just have a hard time seeing Muss being like, yeah, okay, just go out there and play ball. We'll be all right. I have a hard time seeing him doing that, Top two to three worst performances this year, Hofstra and Oklahoma. I think this one was worse. I think this one was as bad or worse than the Oklahoma game. Passing and layups just sucked. Kate, you're dead on. It's almost like – oh, no, already read that. Arkansas didn't want it today, says Derek King. Or is it Derek? I just assume it's Derek. I don't know why. Derek or Derek. I actually knew a Derek. It has been a while since we've already read that comment too. Hang on. I think after that run in the second where they came back on us, deflated them. Yeah. Probably so. As bad as our game in Tulsa. Oh, yeah, that was Oklahoma. A&M beat us the first game. We won in overtime the second game, and they boat raced us today. They are a bad matchup, and that could be too. They're a little bit smaller, but they are quick. They are fast. They can move up and down the floor really good, and that defense is pretty solid for them. They're just scrappy, and I don't know. Like last year, I can remember going into the NCAA tournament thinking, dude, matchups, they always matter. You'll never hear me say matchups don't matter because they absolutely do. But last year, it was like you weren't as terrified of certain matchups. I still think that about this team. But if there were one team that you would not want to face in the NCAA tournament, assuming A&M gets in, it would be A&M. Now, clearly, Arkansas is not going to play them round one, but I don't know why, but I have a feeling we lost this on purpose to make sure the SEC. I don't buy into that. That's conspiracy stuff. That's tinfoil hat. I don't buy that at all. Bro, if you win a tournament, you're automatically in. A&M, right, but they got to – I don't know if you're talking to me, Anthony, but yeah, A&M has to win the tournament first. Today didn't get them in. If you're talking to me, I don't know who you're talking to. Hopefully this bad taste in our mouth after this game gave us extra motivation going into the tournament. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what's up to the Razorbacks and up to Musselman and this coaching staff is you're going to have to utilize this, build from it, learn from it, use it as gasoline on the fire, right? Like you're going to have to use this as an accelerant. You're going to have to use this as something like you saw how shitty you played against A&M. you are absolutely capable of playing like that again, and it better not happen. Like, we're Arkansas. Last year we made a run that no one expected, and now because of this, maybe there's a little bit of doubt on what the Razorbacks are capable of doing. We got to shut that up, and we got to go out and play our kind of ball. Maybe that's what you do. How long do Arkansas fans accept getting to the same spot every year until they start turning on Muss? I don't know why the hell anyone would turn on Musselman. Why would you turn on Musselman? See, this is what happens. You have a blowout loss, but we forget what he achieved and what this team achieved in the second half of this season. Like, you turn the page. A&M needed this game a hell of a lot more than Arkansas. They played better. They were the way better team today. Arkansas wasn't feeling it. They weren't in it. No, A&M is not a better team. It's just a tough matchup. And again, I think that matchups always matter. And I think the same thing about last year's team, about this year's team, where you're not as concerned as you would typically be. Like Mike Anderson teams, right? Seemed like every year when Arkansas was in the tournament conversation, we had certain matchups you're worried about. Seems like that's not been as big of an issue for Musselman, and clearly last year's tournament showed that. This year's season showed that. You know, teams that had good size or that were smaller or whatever, maybe they didn't have the kind of speed, or maybe teams that could go deep into their bench. We still matched up really well against a really good conference in the SEC. Turn on Muss now. Don't call yourself a fan. Oh, I see what you're saying, David. Okay. David's saying if you turn on Muss now, yeah, that's ridiculous. With Mike Anderson, we always got North Carolina. Yeah, that's a tough matchup, isn't it? That was always a tough matchup for Mike. Muss is the best coach in the country. One blowout game does not matter. We will not remember this when we win a championship in the next 3 years, says Nick Yates. Well, we get this bad game out of the way, and hopefully we don't see it again. That's truer words have not been spoken yet, Ash. That's on the point. We aren't going to last in the tournament. We play like, for sure. No. I agree. If you play like you did today, Cody, you're not wrong. You're going to lose. You will be a one and done if you play like you did today. And I just don't see Muss allowing that to happen. I'm not in any way off the Muss bus, but I'm tired of blowing SEC tournaments. Sick of it. David, you must have hated the Nolan Richardson years then. I mean, do you know how often we've won the SEC tournament? You know how many times they've won the SEC tournament? Someone let him know in chat. Let him know. Like, I'm telling you, the SEC tournament, if you're locked in as a top 5 seed, I'm telling you, you really, when you turn the page, you're not going to give a shit that you lost this game. Now, clearly, if you are a one and done, people are going to use this game as an excuse. Ty, you think we're still safe at a 4 seed? I think so. Yeah, I think you're still locked in at a 4 seed. I do. Now, I mean, like I said yesterday, anything could happen. We'll see what happens in selection. You could drop to a 5, but I think you're locked in at a 4. Joe Lenardi seems to think you're still. I believe Joe Lenardi had them. I mean, he's had them at a 4 seed. He already had them as a 4 seed before you beat LSU, and then after LSU. I mean, I get that you got blown out and embarrassed, but I just have a hard time seeing Lenardi drop you out as of being a 4 seed. It could happen. I mean, I'm not. Listen, guys, I'm not with the selection committee. I have no idea, right? I can just tell you, I feel like you locked in the 4 seed yesterday with that win, but anything could happen. What does winning the SEC tournament mean? You get to hang a banner, and it's pride, right? But yeah, go talk to Nolan Richardson about SEC or the tournament. Ask him. A&M had a lot more to play for. They did. They absolutely did, Cody. You're not wrong. Why can't we ever have something to hang above? What? Kyle, have you been inside Bud Walton Arena, my man? Have you seen all those banners? Sweet 16, Elite 8s, I don't know, Final Four appearances and a national championship? A national title? What are you talking about? Oh, my God. That has got to be the worst thing I've ever seen in this chat. Someone screenshot that, please. Why can't we ever have something to hang above our heads? What are you talking about? You just went to the Elite 8, my man. Okay, you were born in 98. You're old enough to know better, my man. Come on. All right? I was in 8th grade or 7th, 8th grade in 98. You're old enough to know better. That was not a good take. Just go to Google and search Razorback basketball history. I'll give you some leeway because you're a little bit younger, but my man, come on now. I've never seen us do something great. You just made the Elite 8 last year. Come on, man. You can't listen, it's a bad loss. I get it. You got mud stomped by a team you're definitely better than. Just a tough matchup, and they let go of the rope. Let's hope they don't do it again, or you will be a one and done. I agree. Anything can happen, but that was an awful take. Holy shit. Oh, my God. Oh. Why can't we have anything nice? But Kyle, you said why can't we have anything hanging above our heads? You don't think an Elite 8 banner a year ago wasn't great? I mean, dude, that just own up to it. It was a bad take. Just own up to it. You're old enough. Look, you're old enough. That's a bad take. I get it. Since you've been alive, they haven't consistently been great. The 2000s were bad. You're not wrong. Mike Anderson had a couple of decent years. I mean, but the Elite 8 is something. Yeah, no. You said why don't you have anything to hang above your heads? You have something. You have an Elite 8, my man. It's really good, not great. All right. Anyways, moving on. That was just a horrible take. Somebody needs to put go buy Kyle a trophy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know kids that are 16 that know better than that. I mean, put the crack pipe down. I listen. I'm not gonna. I'm not. It seems we conceded when Musk pulled J. Will with 5 minutes left. Seemed a bit early, given it was about 10 to 13 point game at that point. Who cares about the SEC tournament? Seems like the SEC is just as crooked as the Southwest Conference was. I've not seen anyone with the Southwest Conference take in a while. Maybe I'm just tired of disappointment. You are a really hard fan to keep happy. Did you just forget what they just accomplished during the regular season, being considered one of the best 3 teams in conference play? I mean, did that just did that escape your memory? Come on, man. Don't live in the moment like that. Right? You're soaking in what happened today. And a lot of fans are. I'm not just picking on poor Kyle here, who should be old enough to know better. A lot of fans are doing that, and our Discord was having an absolute meltdown. Living in the moment, man. Turn the page. You got to drain this one out, and hopefully you move forward in a more positive direction. Today was embarrassing. I agree with that. But to make the claim that you have nothing to be proud of this year is insane. I mean, that's crazy. Ty, I'm 16 and love the Elite 8. I love every second of it. And in the past few years with Sam Pittman have been amazing for me. Look at you, Ash. Look at you. I love it. Good take. Kyle just proved he's not a real fan. I mean, he's a little younger, right? Born in 98. He's a little younger. He's a little disappointed. Again, I don't want to pick on him too much. I get it. Just wasn't a very good take. I've had my fair share of bad takes, but I'm not sure Elite Eight. I'm not sure Elite Eight is just very good. Yeah, Elite Eight's pretty spectacular. I mean, it is. I mean, that's pretty damn solid. I mean, just gotta look forward to next year, dude. It's not over. You still got the NCAA tournament, Kyle. All right. Okay. We are turning the page. I'm over that. I'm 15. This has been an incredible last 2 years of basketball. Look at G Factor 311. Love it. Terrell Frierson says, give him a break. Just emotional right now. Well, it's when they argue back and they keep going and they don't stop and admit that maybe it was a hot take where I'm not going to let go. Terrell, whatever your name is. I'm sorry. Sometimes you just can't let some of those takes go. Arkansas got beat by a team on the bubble. A&M just played a better 40 than us. Get over it. Yeah, I think that's right. Not to be salty or anything, but that small white guy on A&M made me. Oh, come on now. That dude was balling. You got to give it to him. I know it's hard to do. I hate A&M. Them and their whole cult, but whatever. Tip of the cap. Move on. Turn the page. Turn the page. Right. Moving on. Get excited for Selection Sunday. I may go live for that immediately following, just to kind of whoever they get matched up with. I did not look to see who Lenardi has Arkansas projected against. I think it was Providence for a minute, and then I forgot who the next one was. It's changed. Hopefully tomorrow is a new beginning. Sometimes you just got to give the other team credit. Y'all are picking on that. I mean, the dude, hey, man, the guy balled out. I mean, he did his thing. Arkansas let him do his thing. I mean, when you've let go of the rope like that, I mean, hell, I think any one of y'all could probably have had some probably dunk over those Razorback defenders. Now, this is, I don't know why this got held for review by Cody. This is honestly a pretty good take right here. We needed other players to step up. We can't depend on Note and Amude, and Likes isn't the answer. He is trashed. Okay, that part's a bad take. Cody, don't make me pick on you. That's a bad take. He didn't have a good day today, but neither did anybody else. Honestly, I mean, you look at what happened against LSU, Likes is not trash. That's not. Everything else you said, like 75% of what you said, though, is accurate. Ron Weasley. Never give A&M credit, says David Scott. David, it's going to be okay, man. It's going to be all right. You're going to be okay. Okay? It's going to be all right. What time is Selection? That's actually a good question. Let's Google that really quick. It's like immediately following like the Big Ten championship, isn't it? NCAA selection show. Not baseball. Why would baseball come up? Come on now. Let's see. Well, all I'm getting is brackets. If somebody knows, let us know. Because I'm only seeing brackets here. Sporting news, March Madness bracket predictions. Yeah, I mean, that was a few hours ago. Oh, tell me that's not playing. Oh, look at this. Sporting news has an ad I can't even mute. Oh, that's clever. Oh, that's clever. I don't see anywhere on here where they're Selection Sunday is almost here. With that in mind, blah, 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 blah. Let's click on their link here. Oh, here we go. When is Selection Sunday 2022? Show date, time, TV channel for NCAA bracket reveal. The 2022 NCAA tournament is nearly here. The proverbial March Madness is already underway as bubble teams are fighting for tournament berths. Arkansas just witnessed one of those. Give me a time. I don't care about all this other crap. All right, here we go. It's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on CBS. Yeah, that sounds right. CBS. So 6 p.m. Eastern. So there you go. There we have it. All Likes has is good footwork. He throws up unnecessary shots. He is a ball hog. Okay. Yeah, so 5 o'clock tomorrow. Oh, good. Alex Henderson, I just saw you join Patreon, man. Welcome to the Patreon. Still think we're a 4 seed. I think so too, but we'll see. And I still think this team is better than last season's. Andy, I know that's hard to say right now after Arkansas just getting blown out, but I think they're built they're built better. I feel like there's, I just feel like I don't think you're wrong. I think this team, if they're not better, they're about the same. Just a little bit different pieces here and there. Rumor is A&M is still dunking on us. Tony Brown says, I think this team is better than last year's too. Tennessee's up right now. All right. And if anyone thinks the SEC is as bad as the Southwest Conference, you couldn't have been there. It cannot be accurately described and still believed. I mean, I was little, but I don't know, Mike. I guess you would know better than most. You must be old enough. I'm 38, and I was too little to remember the Southwest Conference. I mean, I remember Arkansas winning. I remember going to games at Barnhill Arena, and I was too young to understand that, but I knew Arkansas was good. I was there for the good times, for that kind of ridiculous, the ridiculousness that was Todd Day, Lee Mayberry, Oliver Miller, Corliss Williamson, Scotty Thurman. I mean, the good days. Mid-late 80s all the way through the mid-late 90s was good times. And I think you're in the middle of good times now. Just some people, you see this loss and it's all bad, right? Like you see this blowout and it's time to have a complete meltdown. But I think it's important to absorb what we've witnessed these last couple of years. This has been a good time to be a Razorback basketball fan. I get it. Today it's hard to do. It was a tough one to swallow. I get it. Okay, one good pass. Don't make up for 20 shots missed. Cody, did you watch this game? I mean, did you watch this game? Why don't you back up to what he did against LSU? You're making the claim that Likes is trash. That was your original claim. He's not trash. That's an awful take. Go watch LSU, because apparently you didn't watch it. Go watch the game. The dude balled out, especially in the second half. He was terrific. He didn't play good today. You know what? Neither did anybody else, really. So while you want to take it all out on Likes, that's fine. You do you. I would argue you clearly didn't watch the LSU game. I thought Likes was really damn good yesterday. Played a pretty big role in you beating a salty, good, although their coach is now fired, good LSU Tiger team. Just take a pause, stop living in the moment, turn the page, and get ready for the next game. It's okay. It's going to be all right. If Likes was trash today, what was Jade? Exactly. If he was trash today, what are give me your thoughts on JD Notae? Let's talk about the numbers, and then we're gonna hang it up. I'll probably read some more hot takes because they've been pretty entertaining today. Let me make sure this is refreshed here. We have minutes too. Look at that. Jalen Williams had 4 points. Turned the ball over 5 times. Is he trash? I'll wait. He did have 9 rebounds. That's nice. That's good. He had a couple assists. He had a steal. But he turned the ball over 5 times. Got into a little bit of foul trouble, and he had 4 points. I don't think he's trash. I think he had a not so great game. JD Notae, 2 of 8, 0 for 5 outside shooting. 5 points, 3 turnovers. Is JD Notae trash? Please inform me. Likes did not have a good game. He came off the bench. He had a point, 1 assist, a steal, 2 turnovers. He was 1 for 2 at the free throw line. That's all he had. He was 0 for 4 from the floor. Did not have a good game. But you know what? Neither did 75% of this roster. Davis had a pretty decent. I mean, he had 11 points, 1 turnover, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Obviously, I mean, Amude with 20 points and Aggies Tony with 18. Tony's been huge. I mean, oh my gosh, Tony's been big these 2 games. I realize today it doesn't really matter. But still, I mean, he came up. I mean, he played out really well. Amude with 20 points. I thought JD Note would ball out today, and he didn't. He was terrible. Got into foul trouble early, and the rest is history. Arkansas overall shot 43% from the floor, 16% outside. Their 3-ball was atrocious, 3 of 18. They were 83% at the free throw line. They took 18 shots at the line. A&M shot 51% from the floor. That's kind of ridiculous. 53% outside. They were 8 of 15. Musselman said if these guys knock down 8 or 9 3-pointers, we're in trouble, and he wasn't wrong. 12 of 15 from the free throw line. Arkansas turned the ball over 15 times. A&M turned it over just 13. They went deep into their bench, and, of course, some of that, too, with those just giving guys the opportunity to play, and I think that's also had something to do with the point spread. 9 total steals for A&M. Arkansas with just 6. Arkansas's rebound, they got killed on the boards. 38 rebounds for A&M to Arkansas's 25. Arkansas would have 13 assists, again, to 15 turnovers. That's not a margin you want to be at. I mean, just overall, just awful basketball. It was just bad. It was terrible. I'm a little surprised they shot 43%. I'm a little shocked by that. But, again, I think the majority of those were pretty high percentage shots, right around the rim. But A&M just tripped them up big time, and Arkansas could just never recover. Likes isn't consistent. He needs to get into the portal. All right, man. Anyways, this was a team losing effort, not just one player to blame. Thank you, Patrick. Very good point. 15 turnovers, pretty bad. Yeah. Just one time I would like to see Arkansas beat Kentucky in the SEC Championship. Just one time. Yeah, not going to happen, obviously, this year. I think it would have been a fun game. Assuming they played more like they did yesterday and not today, it would have been nice. Would have been fun to watch. I was really hoping to see them there. It is what it is. Muscle bring out those pads for the layup drills. They're going to have to get something figured out. I mean, clearly shot selection in the first half killed them. In the second half, it killed them. Defensive effort killed them. It was bad. It was just ugly. Likes can't get into the portal. He's a super senior. Yeah, he has no eligibility left. This would have been the year to do it. I mean, you never know, David Scott. I mean, next year I think they're going to be pretty salty. What do you think, man? Tell me what you think, David. You think they're going to be all right next year? I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to be all right in the NCAA tournament, but we'll see. Note reached, instead of moving his feet, you need a guy going by, and they will blow the whistle. Sure, but it looked a little soft to me, though. I mean, I've seen far worse not get called. Does Likes need to get into the portal? Oh, I see what you're saying. I guess, he's not aware. He's not aware, Gary. Time to move on to the NCAA tournament. Yep, that's it. You are correct, Dragon. We will win the SEC next year. Boy, I tell you what. If things go according to plan, Arkansas is going to be dangerous. Got to get Jay Will back. I'd love to see JD Note back in the mix next year. We have to have one of Jay Will or JD Note going, or we are going to lose no matter how Amude, Tony, and I don't know what you're talking about, Tony. What do you mean? I'm hoping next year's team is the one to pull it off. They're going to be in good shape next year, David. We aren't going to the SEC title this year. We are right. You just lost. You do realize we're out. Like, you get that, right? Like, you're out. You're done. You're done. Tournament's over with in the SEC tournament. It's over. A&M took Arkansas to overtime, and Bud Walton just played harder, and effort trumps talent every time. Anthony Black needs to come to the hog pen. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that situation. I've been back and forth on him. For a little while last month, it looked like there was a real strong possibility. I'm just not so sure. We'll have to wait and see. He's supposed to announce the end of this month. I believe that's when we're expecting his announcement. Ty, this is why I'm a football fan. Oh, Lord. Every game counts in basketball. They do in football. What are you talking about? Every game counts. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, my bad. In basketball, it's all about the one thing, how deep you can go into the tournament. So then you just don't like college basketball. Gary, I mean, it's just not for everybody. That's okay. That's all right. I mean, that's basketball. Like, yeah. It's how far. I don't know. There's something to me that's attractive about you could lose a couple of games and not be completely knocked out for good position going into postseason play. You can't do that in football. You lose a couple of games. You lose a game you're not supposed to lose. It can completely knock you out of a good bowl situation. I love college football. Don't get me wrong, but I think there's something more attractive about college basketball and the way it's set up and then the way you have postseason play. Like, you lost today. You got blown out. Okay, you get to turn the page and you're on to the NCAA tournament. There's more basketball around the corner. I love it. No, I was saying we aren't going to win this one. This year was our only shot of winning the SEC title. All right. Anyways, okay. That's going to do it. I may be live for tomorrow for the selection show. We might discuss kind of what we're going up against. Clearly, I'm not going to do any research until I know for sure who we're playing, and then that'll set up Monday's show. Assuming we go live tomorrow, we may not. We'll see. I feel like I probably will, just for excitement. I mean, that's going to be fun. You know, wish Arkansas was playing tomorrow. Wasn't meant to be. A&M looks like the team of destiny. If they play the way they did today against Kentucky, they'll win. They'll win the whole thing. I don't know that I see that happening because Kentucky is damn good, and they just witnessed what happened. A&M can't sneak up on anybody now. They didn't. I mean, I feel like they didn't really. I mean, Arkansas should have been aware of what A&M was capable of doing, but there's no doubt what A&M is capable of doing in Kentucky. I'm assuming will be ready for it, and they'll be fine. I would probably take, assuming it's Kentucky. It could be Tennessee. I don't know. Could be Tenor. Then that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation entirely if it's A&M and Tenor. But if you're good enough to beat Kentucky, then, you know, maybe it is what it is. The net is making it harder. The net is making it harder to lose on basketball and still end well. I mean, I agree. The net is, I don't know what to make of it. It's bizarre. But, I mean, still, you're in a good position, Mike. Like, you're in a real good position. If you're not you could drop to a 6. I have a hard time seeing that. I don't know why you would think, you know, that Arkansas is only good at the 6 seed if you're the selection committee, because Arkansas turned it up, played great basketball in the second half of the season. Anything is possible. I'm not someone who you know, deals in the absolute, you know, to steal a line from Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars. I have no idea. I'm not going to live and die on Arkansas's for sure 100% a 4 seed. They could fall back. I have a hard time seeing that. I think they're either a 4 or 5. But, I mean, yeah, even with the net being what it is, you're still, I mean, you're going to be in a good position. Ty, is it safe to say the SEC basketball conference is comparable to SEC football in regards to competition? No. No, I mean, I see why you would say that, Manny, and I get it. I do think the SEC is better than it's been in basketball, but no, it's football. It's head over heels the best conference in all of college football, period. There's no one that even really comes close, in my opinion, to SEC football. The SEC's probably like 3rd. I mean, you're only projected to send 6. You could see 7. You might see someone sneak in there like A&M. But no, I would say football's your best sport is baseball, football second, basketball's third. If we're talking men's sports, I agree. We're in good shape. I'm just saying the importance of win greater, not in basketball. I don't know. Mike, you'll have to tell me what you're talking about in Discord. I'm not sure what you're. Consistency, please. Must no more heroes or zeros. Chris L., I'm looking at you. All right. Okay. On that note, Woo Pig, I may see you guys tomorrow, if not Monday. Go Hogs. Try to just turn the page on this one. Some people are going to have a hard time doing that, but just turn the page. I think Arkansas is going to be just fine. Woo Pig, go Hogs. I'll see you around.